In this video, I'm going to be talking about every single overnight trip that I took in the second half of my life. And trust me, before you tell me that it's too extensive to do in one video, I'm not doing the first half because I forget the date. And at this point, I was only at 10 US states compared to the 37 I've been to now, which is about to go to 39. So you can still get a gauge of most of when I hit a lot of my new travels in this video if you stick along, but I will have to go quickly. First, July 16th to 17th, 2016 is the first real overnight during the stretch, but it's just a trip out to Kalahari. I'm not including when I slept over at the GCC for a night with camp because why would I? Then, after that, August 24th through 30th, 2016 is a big trip out to Chicago, hitting the new states of Indiana and Michigan on the 27th. So that was that. And again, not including, really short trips where I don't even have to travel because, again, literally, why would I? There's no upside to doing that. Anyways, 2017 starts off quiet. However, there are camp trips out to Club Getaway to Camp Pointel and Hershey Park, but I forgot the dates, and they were all one-night trips anyway, no new states. The big trip, though, is August 21st through 28th, which is to the Hampton Roads from the 21st through 25th, and then DC from the 25th through 28th. I also hit the new state of North Carolina on the 23rd of August, which is, again, just something that I think is interesting and notable to point out. Then, if I remember correctly, from September 1st through 2nd, I stayed over at my grandmother's house, which is in Queens, so I'll count it. Anyways, after that, we hit 2018. And 2018, again, not very exciting. Because, again, the other camps at the Club Getaway, Camp Pointel, and, that was Hershey Park. The first one was actually Dorney Park in 2017. And, again, I forgot the dates of them. And they were all just one-night trips anyway, no new states. The new states come in, though, on a trip from August 18th through 24th, which involves going to Memphis and Nashville. I hit Tennessee on the 18th, Mississippi and Arkansas on the corners of those states close to Memphis on the 19th. Memphis is from August 18th through 20th, and then Nashville is August 20th through 24th, with a side trip on August 22nd up to Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. But again, nothing doing for the rest of 2018. Onwards to 2019, where, teens actually starts to do some, travel to actually be reckoned with. A trip out to Six Flags Great Adventure takes place, but I, again, forgot the dates. I'm pretty sure July 15th through 17th of 2019, yep, July 15th through 17th was Club Getaway. My gut instinct is telling me it was July 9th through 10th. That was the Six Flags trip. And Club Getaway, again, July 15th through 17th. July 22nd through 25th was a whole trip across upstate New York involving Lake George, Howes Cave, and even a Mets game at the end. Then, in the second half, August, what was it? The trip out to New York City, I think it was August 8th through 9th, that involved going to Pennsylvania and then, no, not Pennsylvania, Mountain Creek, and then seeing a Broadway show in Manhattan. August 15th through 17th was going to DC and Baltimore. And then August, I think 19th through 22nd, that was a trip up to Boston and New England, but really just Massachusetts. Now, August 25th through 29th brought another trip to Georgia and South Carolina, where I hit both of those new states. Savannah, Hilton Head, and Charleston were the destinations on this trip. But then COVID struck. Oh, and I forgot, May 18th through 19th, 2019, I was also in Manhattan overnight. But then, as I said, COVID struck. So, no more overnight trips for a long time. August 23rd to 27th, we hit New Hampshire and Maine. We wind up Again, going to those two things, places like Wells, Portsmouth, Portland, Freeport, points of destination on that trip. 2021 begins extensive, camp travel, which was banned in 2020. 2021 winds up hitting upon many highlights. June 30th through July 1st was Kalahari. Then, July 6th through 8th was a trip out to Hershey Park. Then, July 13th through 16th involved a trip up to upstate New York, where we went from Niagara Falls to Rochester, this weird Six Flags Darien Lake place we went to, and then the Villa Roma on our way back down. So again, the first part of the trip, around the westernmost regions of New York was the 13th to 15th. Villa Roma was the 15th through 16th. Then, after that, there was another 3-night trip. So I'm low-key forgetting where, though. I'm low-key forgetting where this trip was. It was a 3-night trip. I don't know. I know Florida was July 26th through August 4th. It was a 2-day trip to get down to Florida, but a 4-day trip coming back up. Mainly because the way down was a straight shot with one stop in Baltimore, whereas on the way back had a stop in Baltimore, but also stops further south, such as at the Kennedy Space Center and at the Myrtle Beach. Most importantly, though, the biggest source of distraction was Williamsburg, Virginia for Busch Gardens. And because we spent the entire day there, August 3rd, that really meant that August 2nd through 4th was at that hotel in Williamsburg. And for some reason, I just can't remember what that trip was, in that week. I just can't remember. I think it was, I remember now. July 19th to 22nd is coming to me now. That trip was to New England, but like upper New England. So the first day was spent at Six Flags in Massachusetts on the way up, and then on the 20th, we went out to Bar Harbor and Bangor in Maine. 21st, on the way back, we make our way through Polar Caves Park, which is in the White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, and then spend some time in Manchester. And on the 22nd, before we get back down to New York, we spend a day in Mystic, Connecticut. And again, we went through the Florida trip, and then August 9th to 13th was a Dole trip up to Southwoods in Paradox, New York. It's just a sleepaway camp. It's like Club Getaway, but a lot worse. But it had nice views, and it was nice to actually spend time in the Adirondacks. Because I've always wanted to go there, and now we technically did. And then our trip, August 19th through 24th, was out to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Included was a side trip on August 21st into Wheeling, West Virginia, and even into the easternmost stretches of adjacent Ohio. And now that I say this, I think the dates were actually August 20th through 25th, with the side trip to Ohio being on August 22nd. As for the rest of the trip, as for the rest of this list, well, things do get more intense as we hit 2022. Because I was on the same camp teen trip again, but this time, just much more. Camelback was on June 29th through 30th, and I feel like when I said Camelback the first time, I meant Colorado the first time I meant Camelback, but I can't remember, and then I can't remember when I went to Colorado. It was just a mess. July 5th through 8th is a trip out to the Virginia Beach metro area, the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. July 11th through 15th is an actual trip to Toronto from the 11th through 14th, hitting on Niagara Falls on the way, and then we have to go the way back through upstate New York, but that was just mostly 2 days of driving back from Toronto, with some stops along the way, like at Six Flags Darien Lake, but not a whole lot. Then, on July 25th through 29th, it was South Carolina, but we had to make stops at the same hotel both times in Richmond, Virginia, and where we were was actually in Charleston this time. And I feel like I'm forgetting a trip in the middle, and it's gonna come to me in a second. And yep, July 18th to 22nd was a trip out to Chicago. We were only in Chicago from the 19th through the 20th, however. 21st through 22nd was at Hershey Park, and the 18th to 19th was at the Kalahari, but this time in Sandusky, Ohio, not the one in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. So again, that was that trip. Afterwards, the ultimate trip from August 1st through technically 12th was out to the West Coast. August 1st through 3rd was centered around Sedona, where we went to Phoenix and the Grand Canyon. August 3rd, we then hit on Las Vegas on the way to Victorville, where we slept into the 4th. The 4th to 9th was all centered around the Los Angeles Metro. And then we went down to San Diego from the 9th through the 11th, and we went to the San Diego Zoo on the 10th. What's interesting is that the flight back was so late that we wound up landing at around 10:50 p.m. And because of that, by the time I got back, out of the JFK airport, it was already the 12th. So I didn't actually go to sleep until around 1:30 that morning, which I think is just an anomalous fact that I wanted to point out. Back to, reality. Our trip on August 18th through 23rd, we spent the 18th through 20th in Montreal and Quebec, which is a new state. Vermont gets added in from the 20th through the 23rd, and then we hit SUNY Albany on our way back because at this point, college tours become the focus of a lot of our vacations. And I am being serious. Not December 24th through 30th, though, when we go to most of the Miami metro area to see family, but we do take an extension out to the Everglades on the 28th. As for, other things, other trips, March 9th through 12th is a band trip to Disney in Florida, and yes, it really just is concentrated on Disney. It's not like there's any extensions or protrusions coming out of this trip. 2023, our family trip is Minneapolis and Iowa State University. So Minneapolis is from August 18th to 20th. Oh no, August 18th to 21st. August 21st to 24th is in Ames and Des Moines for the Iowa State thing, and then sightseeing in the area. And then we go home. And then no overnights for, a long time afterwards. But February 2024, from February 17th to 20th, we do go to Maryland and Delaware. We were in Rockville, Maryland from the 17th to the 19th. And we even hit on areas of adjacent Virginia and a hiking trail along the Potomac River, so not actually DC. Then we had to stay at the University of Delaware in Newark from the 19th through the 20th. In April, we go to Denver from the 23rd through the 27th, with protrusions out to Nebraska and Wyoming, which are new states, on the 25th. And, after that, our trip in August from the 20th to the 31st was at the University of Michigan. So we spent the whole trip in Ann Arbor. Then, after that, not a whole lot doing. But then, February break does involve a quick trip up to Albany from the February 16th through 17th. Again, just to get another look at the college. And we do the same thing for Delaware from March 7th through 8th. But again, it just focused on one small, narrow area as these are just one-night college visiting trips. This list will be updated soon because I'm going to New Orleans from April 14th through 18th, and we'll see what precautions we take then.